All right, so today we're diving into the story of Relentless Aaron. You know, I checked out that interview with Les Brown, and wow, this guy's book list is insane.
Yeah, he's incredibly prolific.
From prison to like a best-selling author. It's a wild ride.
It really is. And what's really interesting is how he talks about those key moments that completely changed his trajectory. It's not just about a change in circumstances, but like a total shift in his mindset.
Yeah, and you know, everyone talks about mindset these days, but Relentless Aaron seems to have like really figured it out. So I think our mission today is to kind of break down the elements of his success. Like what specific steps did he take and how can we apply those steps to our own lives, even if we're not, you know, aspiring authors.
Exactly. Let's get beyond the like follow your dreams kind of advice. Actually look at his process.
Yeah, I love that. So we know that Relentless Aaron's father, Mr. Gilmore, was a pretty serious entrepreneur himself, owning businesses, raising 6 kids. That's a lot.
It is you could definitely see how that entrepreneurial spirit was passed down to Relentless Aaron. Although in his case, it took a bit of a detour. Through the criminal justice system, credit card schemes, bad checks, all that landed him a 7-year sentence.
7 years.
Can you imagine? Like your life just coming to a screeching halt like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a huge blow.
Absolutely.
It'd be so easy to just give up at that point. But then, like, on day 2 of his sentence, something shifts for him. He starts writing poems. Songs. He sends these songs to a friend, expecting, you know, support and encouragement. Of course. And the feedback he gets, brutal.
Oh, yeah.
His friend basically says, don't send me any more songs. Just straight up rejection.
Yeah. No critique. Just stop.
Ouch. I think a lot of people would have just given up right there.
For sure.
But for Relentless Aaron, this was a turning point.
It was a moment of, okay, what do I do now?
Yeah, he had to reassess. Yeah. And that led him to focus on writing books.
And that's where things really start to take off.
So he dives headfirst into this, to writing books.
He does.
And we're talking a book every 2 weeks at his peak.
Yeah. That's serious dedication.
That's not messing around.
Nope.
He was studying guys like Stephen King,
James Patterson,
Elmore Leonard.
He's really dissecting their work, trying to understand how they do it.
Wait, hold on a sec. A book every 2 weeks. This wasn't just a hobby. This was like a man on a mission. Did he have any support inside? Because prison's not exactly known for being a raiders retreat.
Well, that's where Emory Jones comes in, another inmate. But this guy, he was a game changer for Relentless Aaron. Emory had connections to the music industry. Pictures with Jay-Z, Dame Dash, Biggie.
Yeah.
Real street cred.
Wow. So was Emory like a mentor to Relentless Aaron?
In a way, yeah. But it wasn't so much about collaboration on writing projects. It was more about belief and practical support.
Yeah.
Emory saw Relentless Aaron's drive, and he actually invested in his success, not just like encouragement, but he helped him financially too, with commissary, putting money in his account. So Relentless Aaron could really focus on writing.
That's amazing. Finding your champion in the most unlikely of places.
It really is.
It makes you think about who your Emory Jones could be.
It does. Relentless Aaron talks about this concept of connectors, the people who bridge gaps and open doors. Emory was definitely that connector for him in prison.
Yeah. So we've got this incredible dedication, the mentorship from Emory. But what about the content itself? Did his writing style evolve during this time?
It did. He went from poems and songs to crafting these full-blown stories.
Okay.
He even wrote a book based on his father's topless club called Topless, turning his family history into a murder mystery.
Wait, he blended fact and fiction. That's bold. Especially with family involved.
It is.
So he's drawing inspiration from his life, but also shaping it into something new.
Absolutely. And that's a key part of his success. He's not just rehashing experiences, he's transforming them.
I like that. So we've seen how Relentless Aaron used his time in prison to reinvent himself. But now the big question, how did he transition that into success on the outside?
That's where the Relentless Mindset really kicks in. He landed a 14-book deal. Straight out of prison.
Wow.
And then a deal with 50 Cent G Unit Books.
Okay.
And then a 3-picture deal with Bill Duke.
Hold on. This is the same guy who was sending out those songs just a few years earlier.
I know.
It's like he unlocked some secret level of achievement.
He did. And he credits it to 3 things: consistency, apprenticeship, and mastery. It's not just about talent. It's about the work you put in, the mentors you learn from, and relentlessly pursuing your craft.
Okay, let's break that down a bit. Consistency, that's showing up every day, putting in the work, even when you don't feel like it. Apprenticeship, that's like the Emory Jones situation, finding those guides who can help you level up. But what about mastery? What did that look like for Relentless Aaron?
For him, mastery wasn't about reaching some endpoint. It was about constantly refining his craft, pushing his boundaries, always learning, always experimenting.
This is starting to sound like more than just writing advice.
It
It's like a whole life philosophy.
really is. And then he takes it even further with his advice to stop the clocks.
Okay.
It's about eliminating distractions, cutting out the noise, and focusing on what truly matters.
Ooh, I'm intrigued. Let's dive into this stop the clocks concept. What did that look like for him? And how can we apply it to our own lives?
Well, for him, it was about prioritizing his writing above everything else.
Yeah.
But it's not just about cutting out TV or social media. It's about identifying what drains your energy, what pulls you away from your goals, and making conscious choices to eliminate those things.
So it's like decluttering your life.
Yeah.
But on a deeper level, creating space for what you really want to achieve. This is starting to feel very actionable.
And that's the power of Relentless Aaron's story. He's not just preaching. He's giving us a roadmap.
Okay. So we've seen how he transformed himself in prison and built this foundation for success. Now let's unpack what happened after he was released. Did he keep that momentum going? How did this relentless mindset play out in the real world? And what can we learn from his strategies?
Well, that's what we'll explore next. His journey after prison gets even more interesting. We'll dig into how he turned his relentless mindset into real, tangible success. And we'll uncover specific tactics that you can use to achieve your own goals. So, when Relentless Aaron got out of prison, it wasn't just about riding the wave of that book deal. He really took that momentum he built inside.
Yeah.
And kept going.
Yeah. He wasn't content to just, have a taste of success. He wanted more. But how did he actually turn those prison writing skills into a real career?
He doubled down on what was working. Remember that book he wrote based on his father's club, Topless?
Yeah.
That became the starting point for his urban series, To Live and Die in Harlem.
Okay.
He took that blend of real-life inspiration and fictional storytelling and really ran with it.
So he's tapping into this genre. That resonates with his experiences. But he's also crafting these stories that people want to read. Did he stick to just street life stories? Or did he branch out?
Oh, he's got a really diverse catalog. Children's books, inspirational stories, even stuff on financial literacy and entrepreneurship.
Wow. Talk about range. It's like he wanted to reach everyone with his message. But let's go back to that urban series for a second. To Live and Die in Harlem. That sounds pretty intense. What kind of themes is he exploring there?
It's about family loyalty, the struggle for survival,
the
choices people make when they don't have a lot of options. He doesn't shy away from the harsh realities.
Yeah, it's like he's giving a voice to those who are often overlooked, those living on the margins. And it's authentic because he's been there. He's seen it firsthand.
And it's not just entertainment. There's this deeper social commentary in his stories. He even wrote a book called Gilmore versus Combs, The Fight for Accountability, which tackles the violence in the hip-hop industry.
Wait a minute. This is the guy who signed a deal with 50 Cent's G-Unit books, right?
Right.
And he's writing a book that's critical of the industry. That's bold.
It is. But it shows his integrity. He's not afraid to challenge the status quo.
So he's using his platform to raise awareness, spark conversations, and maybe even push for change. But we can't forget, he's also a businessman. He's not just writing these books. He's building a brand.
Oh, absolutely. And he's smart about it.
Yeah.
He's leveraging those connections he made with 50 Cent, with Bill Duke, to create new opportunities.
So it's like he's found this balance between artistic integrity and being an entrepreneur. He's staying true to his message while building a successful career.
Exactly. And that entrepreneurial spirit shows up in his other projects too. Remember his concept of stopping the clocks?
Oh, yeah.
He literally wrote a book on it called Relentless Mindset, Mastering the 5 Ps of Purpose.
Okay, now we're talking. What are these 5 Ps? Give us the scoop.
Well, it's all about persistence, passion, productivity, patience, and purpose. He breaks down each element and offers practical ways to apply them to your life.
Though it's not just motivational fluff, it's actual advice from someone who's walked the walk.
Exactly.
I'm noticing a pattern here. Relentless Aaron doesn't just tell you what to do, he shows you how he did it.
And that's what makes him so relatable. He's not afraid to talk about his struggles, his setbacks.
It makes his success feel more attainable.
Right.
Speaking of relatable, let's talk about his writing style. He studied all those great writers in prison, Stephen King, James Patterson. Did he just copy their techniques, or did he develop his own voice?
That's the key. He talks about the importance of apprenticeship, learning from those who came before you, but also finding your own unique style.
So it's like he absorbed the best practices
Mhm.
and then filtered them through his own experiences.
Exactly. And he also emphasizes discipline. He had a strict writing routine in prison, and he's kept it up.
Yeah.
That consistency is crucial.
That relentless mindset in action. He's not waiting for inspiration. He's showing up and putting in the work.
Right. But it's not just about grinding it out. He's strategic about his output,
Yeah.
experimenting with different genres, finding new ways to connect with his audience.
Okay, so case in point, he started writing comic books. Now that's a curveball I didn't see coming.
Right.
What made him go down that path?
Well, he's reaching a whole new audience with the comics, tapping into the power of visual storytelling.
So he's thinking beyond just the traditional book market.
He is.
What kind of themes is he exploring in his comics?
He's got a series that dives into the world of hip-hop, the lives of rappers, the challenges they face.
So it's like he's taken his experience with To Live and Die in Harlem and turned it into this visual format. He's always innovating, always finding new ways to tell these compelling stories.
That's what makes him so fascinating. He's not content to just sit back. He's always pushing boundaries, expanding his reach, inspiring others to do the same.
Okay, so we've seen how relentless Aaron built his career. From those gritty urban tales to inspirational guides to these captivating comics, but there's one thing I'm still curious about. The pen name. Why Relentless Aaron?
It's more than just a name. It's a statement. He embodies that word.
Yeah.
Relentless
Yeah.
in everything he does.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. He chose a name that represents the qualities he wants to cultivate.
And he's living up to it every day.
It's inspiring.
It is.
It reminds us that we have the power to choose our own labels, to define ourselves by the values we want to live by.
Absolutely.
Now, for our listeners who are just starting to explore his work, it can feel a little overwhelming. Where would you suggest they start?
Oh, it depends what they're looking for. If they like those gritty urban tales, To Live and Die in Harlem is a great starting point.
Okay.
And for those who want practical advice on achieving success, I'd recommend Relentless Mindset, Mastering the 5 Ps of Purpose.
And for the visual learners, there's the comic book series.
Exactly. There's something for everyone. But no matter where they start, they're going to be inspired by his story.
So, we've covered Relentless Aaron's transformation in prison, his career, his diverse range of projects. But there's one piece we haven't talked about yet, his current work as an entrepreneur and mentor.
Right. That's where his story comes full circle. He's taking everything he's learned from the streets, from prison, from building his own success, and using it to help others.
It sounds like he's gone from telling his story to helping others write their own.
Exactly. And that's what we'll dive into next. We'll explore his businesses, his podcast, and his mission to lift others up as he climbs.
So we've seen Relentless Aaron go from inmate to best-selling author, entrepreneur, and now mentor. It's like he climbed this mountain and now he's reaching back to help others up.
That's a great analogy. And it really captures what he's doing now. He's not just telling a story. He's actively guiding others on their own paths.
Yeah, and we talked about his podcast, Superpreneur. It just seems like such a natural next step for him.
It is. He's interviewing all these successful entrepreneurs, people from different backgrounds, different industries, and he's pulling out these amazing insights, sharing them with his listeners.
So it's like a masterclass in entrepreneurship. But with this raw and unfiltered perspective.
Exactly.
I bet those conversations get pretty real.
Oh, they do. He asks the tough questions, digs into the failures, the setbacks, the doubts. That's where the real learning happens.
Right, because it's not all about overnight success and those perfect Instagram posts. There's grit, hustle, and a lot of learning along the way.
And I think that's what makes his approach so refreshing. He's not selling some get-rich-quick scheme. He's promoting this mindset of resilience, persistence, continuous learning.
And it all ties back to his emphasis on financial literacy.
Right.
It's not just about making money. It's about understanding how money works, how to manage it, how to build a solid future for yourself.
And he's so passionate about empowering communities, especially those who haven't had access to financial education. He's breaking down barriers, providing resources and tools.
It's like he's creating this ripple effect, starting with individuals and spreading out to families, communities.
And that's what real success is all about. It's not just about personal achievement. It's about using your platform to lift others up.
Relentless Aaron's story is proof of that. He's gone from being defined by his past to becoming this symbol of hope and inspiration.
He shows us that transformation is possible, no matter where you're starting from. It's about taking ownership of your journey, embracing challenges, and never giving up.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what are your final thoughts on the man behind the pen name, this driving force behind all this success and empowerment?
Well, I think Relentless Aaron, he's a living example of what happens when talent meets determination. He's a writer, entrepreneur, mentor, a voice for the voiceless, but most importantly, he's a testament to the power of the human spirit to overcome anything and create something truly meaningful.
Yeah. His story reminds us that we all have that potential. It's about finding our passions, cultivating that relentless mindset, and finding our own Emory Joneses, those people who will support us.
And remembering to stop the clocks, all those distractions that hold us back.
Relentless Aaron shows us that success isn't a destination, it's a journey of growth, learning, and giving back. So as we close out this episode, we want to leave you with this question. What's your relentless pursuit? What are you passionate about? What positive impact do you want to make?
Relentless Aaron stories, a powerful reminder that anything is possible if we set our minds to it and embrace the journey. With unwavering determination, go out there and make your mark. Be relentless.